Good evening, viewers. Welcome to Doordarshan News Bulletin. This is Rodali bringing to you the headlines first. PM Modi launches development projects at Karavati Island in Lakshadweep, says all efforts being made by government to bring Lakshadweep on international tourism map. Head-on collision between bus and truck kills 30 and injures 30 in Assam's Golaghat district. President Murmu, PM Modi condole. Union Health Ministry issues guidelines for hospitals on ICU admissions. Prior consent of patients or their relatives made mandatory. Sikkim government WII jointly deploy camera traps across high altitude regions to understand impact of climate change. And 3 wildlife scientists found the bird species which is endemic to the Khasi Hills. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that the government is fully committed to ensure the sustainable development of Lakshadweep. Mr. Modi was addressing a function to mark the launching and laying the foundation stone of development projects worth 1,156 crore rupees at Karavati Island in Lakshadweep. He said all efforts are being made by the government to bring Lakshadweep to the forefront of the international tourism map. Lakshadweep, hosting one of the G20 meetings, has helped the island group to establish its identity as a tourism destination.
साल 2020 में आपको मैंने गारंटी दी थी कि 1000 दिन में आपको तेज इंटरनेट की सुविधा पहुंच जाएगी। आज कोच्चि लक्षद्वीप सबमरीन ऑप्टिकल फाइबर प्रोजेक्ट का लोकार्पण हो गया है। अब लक्षद्वीप में भी 100 गुना अधिक स्पीड से इंटरनेट चल पाएगा।
In Assam, at least 13 persons were killed and 30 injured in a road accident in Golaghat district this morning. The injured persons are undergoing treatment at Jorhat Medical College and Hospital. Police said an ill-fated bus carrying around 45 passengers collided head-on with a truck coming from the opposite direction at Balijan under Dergaon police station area. While 10 passengers died on the spot, 3 succumbed to their injuries in the hospital. President Draupadi Murmu condoled the loss of lives in the road accident in Assam and prayed for the speedy recovery of the injured. PM Modi conveyed his condolences to the bereaved families. The government has announced that an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees would be given to the next of kin of each deceased from the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund. Union Health Ministry has issued guidelines for hospitals on ICU admissions, directing them that they cannot admit critically ill patients in the intensive care unit in case of a refusal by them and their relatives. The guidelines for ICU admission and discharge criteria further clarified that the requirements for admitting a patient to ICU should be based on organ failure and the need for organ support or an anticipation of deterioration in the medical condition. It said blood pressure, pulse rate, respiratory rate, breathing pattern, heart rate, oxygen saturation, urine output, and neurological status, among other parameters, should be monitored in a patient waiting an ICU bed. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh held a meeting with CSOs of the Meitei Pangal community at his official residence today in the presence of Rajya Sabha MP Sanazauba Lesemba, Minister K. Govindas, MLA of Lilong Abdul Nasir and officials. The Chief Minister expressed concern and sorrow over the unfortunate incident that happened at Lilong on 1st Jan. In another development, the religious leaders and CSOs of Meitei Pangal community have agreed to take the remains of the victims for the last rites. Tripura Chief Minister Dr. Manik Saha today listened to the people during 25th episode of Mukhyamantri Samipeshu that has been started with the commitment of public service. The Chief Minister asked the officials concerned to address the issues raised by the people. Later, S.R. Saha said his government is always striving for the overall welfare of the people. Forest and Environment Department, Government of Sikkim, in collaboration with the Wildlife Institute of India, WII, have jointly deployed camera traps across the high-altitude regions of Sikkim to understand the impact of climate change on large mammals. Recently, while retrieving the images from the camera traps, multiple captures of tiger at higher altitudes were observed from Kyongloksla and Pangoklakha Wildlife Sanctuary. The highest elevation record of a male tiger at 3,966 meters was from Kyongnosla in Gangtok district, which is a national record and second highest record globally after Bhutan. The three wildlife scientists Arpit Devmurari, Steve Doggill and Gaurav Kataria have found the bird species tawny-breasted wren babbler, which is endemic to the Khasi Hills. The three scientists found around 120 bird species during a survey in the Sohra area. The tawny-breasted wren babbler bird species is commonly found in Mauflang, Sohra and Mokhodok area. While speaking to reporters, Meghalaya Tourism Development Corporation MTDC Director Alan West Kharkonkor said that they have engaged to help in doing a survey to assess the potential of the state in birding tourism. The Indian Army and National Integrity and Education Development Organization signed an MOU at Tamulpur, Assam on 3rd January 2024, which formalized the launch of the Super 30 program aimed at motivating the youth of Assam to enroll as officers in the Indian Armed Forces. The event was presided by the Minister of Education Dr. Ranoj Pegu, who thanked the Indian Army for this initiative and encouraged the students to strive with determination and zeal to prepare for the coveted officers' rank in the armed forces. Northeastern Regional Agricultural Marketing Corporation Limited, a PSU under Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region, has given emphasis on growth of agri-horti sector in northeastern states since its inception. Neramek produced more than 140 MT of produce like pineapple, avocado, black rice, cashew nut, large cardamom, cinnamon and black pepper, etc. In 2023, under its umbrella brand Annie Fresh, Neramek also launched brand Neramek Premium for marketing of GI tagged products. During the year, cashew processing plant CPP of Neramek at Agartala revived and started functioning with the fund support from NEC. Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra, an initiative to raise awareness of central government schemes among the people of remote areas of India, was held in various parts of Mizoram. The campaign was conducted in Chawilung and Lamchip in Aizawl district as well as Wanzhou and Leituma in Champai district. VOS explained their activities under the Mizoram State Rural Livelihood Mission, Kaubung ICDS project and Mahatma Gandhi NREGA. Resolvement of golden card holders and Aadhaar card holders issues and completing Aadhaar card update requirements are conducted today. The launch of the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra in Arunachal Pradesh saw the active participation of all district and block officers, MLAs and ministers towards generating awareness among all beneficiaries of the state by flagging off IEC vans in various locations under the district, spreading awareness about the government's welfare schemes. Beneficiaries share their stories, urging everyone to take advantage of the government welfare programs.
जो मोदी जी का सरकार का अंदर में जैसे कि गैस का बेनिफिशियरी है, हेल्थ में जो इंश्योरेंस का बेनिफिशियरीज लोग है, इन सभी को भी बुलाया है। सैंपल में बुलाया, सभी को नहीं बुला पाया। वो लोग आज आया है, उन लोगों को बेनिफिशियरी लोग को आज हम लोग ये डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन भी किया है। तो ये जो है एक दिन का प्रोग्राम है। आज ईटानगर में 2 जगह में हम लोग रखा था, तो आप नाहरलगुन में आज जी एक्सटेंशन में होगा। वहाँ भी यहाँ जो आप देख सकता है, जो पर्दा में देख सकता है कि सरकार जो है लोगों के लिए, लोगों का सुख सुविधा के लिए उनको क्या क्या काम हम लोगों ने किया है, तो उसको यहाँ डिस्प्ले किया है वीडियो ऑडियो में। आज तो जो हम डिस्प्ले कर रहा है, ये जितना भी भारत सरकार का अंदर में जितने भी स्कीम है हर सेक्टर में, उनको हम लोग डिस्प्ले किया है। ऑल अरुणाचल में यहाँ जितना भी डेवलपमेंट भी हुआ है।
In men's cricket, India were 114 runs for 4 wickets at Tia in the first innings against South Africa on day 1 of the second test at New Zealand Stadium in Cape Town this afternoon. South Africa were all out for 55 runs in their first innings. Earlier, South Africa won the toss and opted to bat first. The hosts are leading the series with 1-0 after winning the first test. This match is vital in the race to reach the final of the 2023 and 25 World Test Championship. The Truck Drivers Associations called off their nationwide protest against the new penal provisions regarding hit-and-run cases in the Bharatiya Nyay Sanhitya BNS. Union Home Secretary Ajay Bhasla said Tuesday. This came after the Ministry of Home Affairs held discussions with representatives of all the Indian Motor Transport Congress on January 2nd, the second day of the strike. During the discussion, the centre clarified that the new laws and provisions regarding hit-and-run cases in the newly launched BNS has not yet come into force, and the decision to invoke them will be taken only after consultation with all India Motor Transport Congress. Nari Adalat and Palna will go a long way in serving the cause of women empowerment. It will provide women with a strong shield against all kinds of exploitation and violence and give wings to their dreams. The Assam Minister of Women and Child Development, Ajanta Neok, said this on Wednesday while launching Nari Adalat and Palna, launched in Assam by the Ministry of Women and Child Development, Government of India, on a pilot basis at a function in Srimanta Shankardev International Auditorium. To end the news, the main points once again. PM Modi launches development projects at Karavati Island in Lakshadweep, says all efforts being made by government to bring Lakshadweep on international tourism map. Head-on collision between bus and truck kills 13 and injures 30 in Assam's Golaghat district. President Murmu, PM Modi condoled. Union Health Ministry issues guidelines for hospitals on ICU admissions, prior consent of patients or their relatives made mandatory. Sikkim government, WII jointly deploy camera traps across high-altitude regions to understand impact of climate change. And 3 wildlife scientists found the bird species which is endemic to the Khasi Hills. That brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.